Today is Thursday, June the 12th, and I am going to be working from this gorgeous image that Susan has added in our Padlet. And I have a still life, which I actually haven't, or I have a sketch, which I haven't, sorry, I'm just going to pull you guys up here, which I haven't put any values in yet. So I'm going to do that in front of you guys so that you can see how I go about doing that. Good morning, C. I was cleaning out some drawers and I found my pet portrait cards. So just a reminder, if anybody has a pet and they would like to get a pet portrait, I do pet portraits as well. I don't usually advertise it because I'm busy, and it's usually like, you know, not in the same grouping as what I'm doing, but it's something that I do, and as you can see, they're super affordable. Well, you can't see the prices, but they are affordable. So if you are wanting to get a pet portrait, come to me. And I'll let you know a little bit. There's only 6 people here, so maybe when there's more people I can tell you again. I forget to advertise things like that. House portraits, pet portraits, human portraits. Okay, I'm gonna get this. I feel like my camera is a little bit off. Let me just straighten that. Did I straighten it or did I just move it? There we go. Could be this that's off as well. And I think I have pulled my PC. Good evening, Julia. How are you? All right, so these are the colors. We have a lot of dark blues, ultramarines. I love this piece. This is by, well, Susan added a description. So it's Debbie Taylor Kerman is a Scottish artist living in New York City, celebrates the beauty of our diverse humanity in many of her paintings. And Susan says, I love her color palettes, patterns. She's a textile designer before becoming a full-time artist, and her storytelling ability, that's also something that she loves. Check her out at debbietaylorkerman.com. And this is the image that we're going to be working for our palettes, and I love that it has like the gold, and so this is a really different palette. I'm just going to quickly sketch out this, not looking at the image, but really looking at what I have in front of me. So with this one from yesterday, I did a light background and a dark chair. So I'm going to do the opposite, and I'm going to have a dark background. So because we have a lot of darks, even if I pull this area to be the darkest, and then hopefully the shadows will also mimic what I have here. And I think it's helpful to have a value study, especially when you're doing something like this, and just working with color. Okay, change that around a little bit. So I'm just using a black wing pencil. I like this one, the matte. So I'm going to make the chair slightly lighter. There are some beiges and light grays, so the table is going to be even lighter because I have to have the chair at least a little bit darker than that. So there's going to be values that are hopefully not competing too much here. I can make this darker here. Good morning, Melissa. Hello. It's our art hang party today. It's Thursday. We also have a session this afternoon. So if you are part of our paint and draw sessions or tier on Substack, you can join me at 3. Melissa, her art hang is at 7. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Louise. Good morning, Maria. Hi, Jessica. Good morning, good morning. If you've never been here before, welcome. I didn't get my value study done, so I'm gonna show you how I do that right now. And really, there's not too much to it. I think this is gonna have to be darker. I tried to stick with the 3 values, and then obviously with the paint, it's gonna change a little bit. I want to keep things quite light, as in on the table, because I want to do a pattern. So, and we're gonna have, I do love shadows. In fact, today's session is all about shadows. Our paint and draw this afternoon, our Zoom meet, is all about shadows. And if you're coming, you really need just a shadow color, and then you need an opaque color for the objects that we're going to be drawing. And you can either prep some backgrounds. I will send the images out half an hour before, so keep an eye out in your email. Half an hour before the session, just so that you can prep some colors if you want to prep colors. And each image, we're going to have 10 minutes. It's going to be a lovely, relaxed session. I promise. Okay, I don't like this, how this is, so I'm going to move the tablecloth down. You know, sometimes when I sketch, I don't see these things, and I don't like where the cake is here. I actually don't really love this whole area here, so I'm going to take away that. Maybe I'll put another fork here. And I don't love this either. I actually don't like too many of the plates, so I'm going to get rid of that too. Maybe I will just keep it minimal and then have a lot of pattern on here, and I have to get a mid-tone for here, and this can be darker. All right. We'll see. I may, maybe I'll just have a narrow plate here. Almost like a bowl, like a shallow bowl. Okay, I'm gonna get sketching, and I'm already all graphite-y on the side of my hand. Good morning, Meryl. Bonjour, Hippo. Hi, Nanette. Good morning, good morning. How are you all? Today, I don't think it will be. I think next Tuesday will be my last live for the month. So if you, I may do a couple of time lapses when I'm over in England. I'm going to take my gouache with me, and I'm going to be doing some painting while I'm there. So but not necessarily. Well, maybe I will do these. I'm really enjoying these still lifes, so maybe I will do them. I'll see. I'm not promising anything to myself either, because I know that when I get over there, things, you know, things all change. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down here and this here. Thin and thick. I'll change it up a little bit. It's very wonky. And I want a big bowl up here with some, maybe some apples or pears. Plate. I'm going to add some apple slices. Although there really isn't anything in the apple colors in the picture. What a great image. I really like it. I love that ultramarine blue. Okay, and I'm moving the fork this way. Maybe I'll do a cup this way. I haven't done one this way, and I know it looks odd, but kind of makes sense if I was going to turn it like this. Melissa says, how long are you away for? Maybe you can do your mum's table. Didn't you say she sets a nice one? Yes, that's what I have. Like a lot of my you know, the table illustrations that I have, that's all based around my mum's table. But maybe I'll do that. I'll take inspiration from that. I may paint it actually live. I'm going to take my en plein air pochade box with me, and I'm going to christen it over there. I don't think I've got time this weekend to do it, to do any painting here, like live en plein air. But yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think it'll be nice to get painting. I know it's only 10 days though. But 10 days, you can do a lot. We know we can do a lot in 10 days. Okay, let's get started. I just wanted to show you that I was digging through my cupboard and I found my little flyers for pet portraits. Not sure if you know that I do realistic pet portraits, but if you don't, I do. And if you want one, just DM me and I can give you prices, etc. So yeah, they're watercolor. I do love working in watercolor, and you don't see me working too much in watercolor, but I do love working in watercolor. So just thought I would show them because they were out on my messy table again. I swear I have no idea how it gets so messy. All right, I sprayed this earlier, so it should be okay. Maybe using a little bit of cobalt today, or I may have to bring out some ultramarine. But let's have a look how that goes. So I'm going to go with the darkest color first. I know that I can't fit everything on here. I guess I could move this over slightly. But if you're watching and you want the reference, join my Substack group in the mornings. We we have challenges, and we work from reference photos that we all submit as a group. And yeah, it's, I'm going to mix a little bit of the cyan in here. There are some lighter blues, but there are some also darker blues. I may have an ultramarine. I think I may need to get an ultramarine out. Let's take a tiny little bit of red. Sometimes that will help. Okay. We're on day 12. That's pretty impressive, everybody. We're almost halfway done. June. But I am going to work from the palette daily. Yeah, maybe I'll just do some more simpler ones. 12. And this again is Debbie Taylor Carmen. I don't think it has a name. The image doesn't have a name. But thank you for the image, Susan. I'm not sure if you're here this morning. Hippo says, Joanne, I love the picture for tomorrow that you uploaded in the Padlet. I haven't heard about this artist before. Oh, yeah, isn't it great? It's fantastic. Peter Bastiansen. And Elsa uploaded a great one as well. It's a textile for Saturday. And then Zoe uploaded a nice one for Sunday. I love all these different palettes that we're going to be working on. Jacinda uploaded one. Oh, it's so good that the Padlet is filling up. Fantastic. Yeah, it's great. So fantastic. Oh, did I just move one? Saturday. Oh no, Laura added that one. Oh, and Jen added a G's Bend quilt. Fantastic. Really enjoying this month. Actually, I think this year has been pretty fantastic. Everything's fantastic today. That's a good thing, right? I think I've said fantastic about 5 times already today. Yeah, it's really lovely to see different artists. So we were talking about June the other day, and I think the theme is going to be water. So I will create a Padlet for you all, and you can upload an image of water. And then we will take what we want from it, whether we paint the actual image or whether we use the colors like this month, or whether we create. I was actually wanting to do more handy like crafts, so whether it be sewing or whether it be patchworking or even collaging in the month of July, just to break it up a little bit, because I do want to do a lot more plein air painting. So I thought in the studio I could do other things and then painting outside. So I think that's what we're going to be focusing on. Water for July. Maybe we'll do air for August. Two very summery elements, I feel. Oh, and look, I didn't do that, and I didn't do that. Gotta do that. There's a bird outside my window, and it's squawking really loud. Something is annoying it. Good morning, Susan. How are you? We're loving your image. A very different palette for today. Love it. Okay, I could have gone a little bit more ultramarine, but I'm using what I have. Did you see the exhibition of hers, Susan? How did you find her? You said she's a New York artist. And Joanne says he's a Dutch artist, the one for tomorrow. And then that says, I just placed an order for primary cyan and carmine in gouache. I got Holbein. Also ordered the palette box that you're using, Shar. Oh, the little plastic one? Yeah, it's great. I feel like I'm not wasting. I really enjoy the mixing on the palette paper and not taking too much paint. A lot of times I've used just palette paper and squeezed out the gouache, and it's dried on the palette, and then it doesn't reactivate as well. So this way it's like you're squeezing paint every day. It's great. That was such a great tip by Lou. It's funny, isn't it? So I'm thinking about palettes, and this is one of my favorite like color palettes, but I rarely use it in my painting. I use a lot of fall colors, and yeah, it's odd how your favorite colors are probably the least used in your work. Okay, so I could do I've got a light that I have to do. There's a light gray that I may use a light gray for the table. And then I'd like to do the chairs, the golden color. So let's do that. I need quite a lot. A scraper would be really good now, though. Okay. That's a great gray that I have for that. gouache are really satisfying, even in their like very graphic format, like not so painterly. But you can use them very painterly like this, right? So you can use them very flat, and you can create a really nice graphic feel, and then you can also use them in a very painterly fine art way as well. So that's why I really do think they're super versatile. Susan says, I don't remember how I found her, but she's active on Instagram. I did see her show. Just love her work. I'll go and check her out on Instagram. I know you added her her website, so thank you. I think I've seen her work before, just, you know, in passing. Not like in passing in person, in passing, but on Instagram, I think I've seen it. But I like how she brings in like the figures as well, but they're not super representational of like a figure that we know. They kind of get lost in her in her abstracts, which I like. The primaries made a nice grey for me today. Thank you, colours. Always nice when you cooperate. All right, anything else on the table that I feel like should have this color? I'm not too sure yet. So I think what I'll do is mix up that yellow for the, and I don't know if I can erase a little bit of this here so that it's, I may be able to do just one pass. I'm looking forward to spending a couple of days in London, in England, and going to galleries. I think I told you I'm going to go to the summer exhibition that's on, which is the big exhibition at the Royal Academy. And then there's also an exhibition of, and her name, I can't think of her name, but that's at the National Portrait Gallery. It'll come to me. Anyway, so those are two planned exhibitions that I think I'm going to go and see. And then there are so many galleries around that I will just pop into and go and have a look what's happening. Susan says the artist was a textile designer before painting full-time. Her patterns amidst the abstract figures are really beautiful. Yeah, I really do like that. I feel like she's been using like a stencil or a print or something to create those, but they're really nice. just gonna correct this line and also put this color down. Maybe I'll try and use the pattern that she's got on my tablecloth here. I gotta pick up the speed. Look at the time already. So I think the tablecloth will just be maybe a very light blue. I can do a light blue, or more of an off beige. Like this is more the golden color, but there's a color which is a little bit like more of a gray yellow tone. So maybe I'll do it that. Let's take a little bit of this gray into that yellow. And then the pattern will go. That's, yeah. Oh, I didn't put the yellow here of the other color. There. So Melissa's art hang party tonight is at 7, and correct me if I'm wrong, Melissa, you're taking color palettes and using one image and doing the same thing over and over, kind of like Nanette was doing, and for the beginning of the month. Is that what you're doing? Maybe I got it wrong. So you have one image and different palettes. And if you're watching and you haven't said hi, let me know where you're from. And please say hi in the comments if you can comment. I know that some people are having a hard time commenting. Carolyn, if you're here, good morning, hello. I know that you said you have a hard time commenting. I don't know what's up with that, but hopefully they can get it fixed for you. I wonder if it's just a setting that hasn't been turned on, because I don't think I have any blockages on YouTube. I know you have to sign in to comment, I think, because then it'll show your name. Oops, didn't mean to do that. All right, I'm going to do the pattern. Actually, let me just block in a light blue for this bowl here. And probably could be a little bit lighter on one side. What color to do the fruit? I guess they're going to have to be golden pears, maybe. Or golden apples. There are such thing. There's black in here as well, so I'm going to also color the cups. I'll do the handles after I've done the pattern. It's a bit odd with this cup sideways, but I wanted to see if I could do that. And maybe I'll just take this. Oh, Melissa says we have one subject, one color, monochromatic, working around the color wheel for each new subject. Oh, okay. So it is a different subject per color, right? And Melissa says, I have selected 6 very different reference photos and we will draw each one using a different color family. Oh, that's cool. Good morning, Laura. How are you? Good morning, good morning. And Melissa says, re-commenting on live videos, there's a little toggle, like 2 dots that sometimes is stuck on the comment section versus live chat. Huh? Where's that? There is a little toggle like 2 dots that sometimes is stuck on the comment section versus live chat. Oh, hello, Blues. Amy says, hi, Amy. All right, let's go with, I need a thinner brush. Something that I can do some detail with. That I'm not going to be able to do detail with. Let's see this one. This one. All right, and then I'm going to pull in, I'm going to use my crazy expensive cobalt, and I'm going to, it looks like ultramarine, but it's fantastic. And I'm going to look at her patterns that she's got. She's got a couple of different patterns. So she has a more elaborate pattern over on the dress. And then she's got this other one with the girl, which I think I'll do on the pottery. So I'm going to do that. I didn't stick my piece of paper down. I kind of like this color also for the shadows. So let me see if I can pull that in now, because it's going to be the same as the pattern on the tablecloth. Maybe this didn't need to be such a large shadow. It's under the video area, usually on the right, in line with the thumbs up button or thereabouts. Thank you, Melissa. So if anyone's having problems finding how to comment, that may not be turned on, or you may just be in chat but not in, is that right? You may be in comments but not in the live chat. I feel like I need some height here, so I'm going to just do some negative outlines. Okay, and then the pattern for the actual tablecloth, just going to get those in. It's always good to have a pattern when you have like two colors which are very similar, close to each other. It kind of breaks it up if like it's two different objects or oh, thank you, Laura. Laura says, I like the perspective, Shah. Yeah, it's a little bit wonky, but that is definitely on purpose. It's fun to not have to have it looking real and to actually work with just moving things around. Okay, so I feel like I need a little bit here. Here you don't see it. Maybe here though, on the sides. I did these wrong way round. That happens. Remember, see, when you used to do things like the wrong way around? It happens with me with patterns. I think I'm going I'm doing exactly the same everywhere, and then I'll completely switch it and it'll go the opposite way. I don't know why it does that. I guess our brains they get confused sometimes. Although I guess it can add to the charm when it's not picture perfect, right? When you can see that there are mistakes. I mean, obviously in other forms of art, like actual pattern making may not be such a good idea, but when it's freehand and fine art, I think it doesn't really matter. Oh, I didn't do this one. Patterning is like one of those, it's like, for me, it's like painting bowls. It just is super relaxing, and you can just, I know that Melly does it. She does pattern design or fabric designs, but it does it. I feel like it has that same relaxing feel about it. Hey Jen, how are you? Thank you. All right, I can use this blue also just to get some detail on the plate. Not too much, but I do want a stripe around the outside. And I was going to paint it, and I'm like, no, I can just use it white. There is a little bit of white in the palette. Do need one yellow that's a little bit warmer, and I think I can bring in a little bit of a darker blue as well. I think the forks, and let's just see, this is a little bit odd. Let's do a stripe on this so we know which way round it is. It's, yeah, it's been tipped on its side, or it's just, if you want to put it this way, then it will have a little bit of a change of perspective. Thank you. Yeah, patterns are fun. And that too, I think that really helped doing 100 days of patterns, and then also choosing to put patterns behind portraits for me was a big change in like how I presented a lot of my pieces. Okay, let's change my brush because I want to get a much warmer, not that warm. Yeah, I can take some of this. There's like a golden glow right in the middle there. This is quite a limited palette. I haven't put any black on yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to put black. I should put a little bit maybe. Maybe I'll just mix a very dark color. Okay. Should I make that a touch more yellow? Yeah, that's better. It's just a little bit too dark. I'm going to go over those again. and change my brush because this is not thin enough. Also, I think I'd like to put a dark edge on this chair, and I'll put it on the other one as well. I need the gray for some shadows on the plate. Doesn't need to be that dark. And then I don't really want the pear to be that stark white, so I'm going to have some lighter yellow here. I can use this on the top here as well of these. Merci beaucoup, Ipo. Okay, I am going to mix a very dark, actually I could probably mix it with the cobalt and this one, and then a little bit of red. As long as it's a high contrast against the colors, I think it'll be fine. All right, I'm going to change this up a little bit and use this for the bottom of the table, like where the legs are. It's picking up the gray. I could let it dry and do another coat. You don't want to move it around too much because it'll just lift the color underneath. which it is doing. Right, I'm going to flatten it and then let it dry and then come back into it. I think I may also just change the top here. I'll show you. I don't know what kind of fruit that is. Maybe it's a mango. I'm gonna make it a little bit less pointy. They were supposed to be golden pears, but they will be what they will be. Okay, I'm gonna have to let that dry as well. Oh, look at the time. We did it. Thank you for joining me this morning. Sorry I haven't been super chatty. It's a Thursday and trying to keep my energy for the whole day. Again, if you're part of our paint and draw tier, we have a meet at 3 p.m. Eastern, and it is on shadows. I will be doing a little demo for the first 10 minutes, and then I will leave them all up to you, and we'll go through our reference images for 10 minutes each. I think it'll be a really great and fun drawing session, and a little bit eye-opening as well. You'll get the reference photos 20 minutes before the session, or half an hour before the session, so you can prep some paint if you want to use paint. You don't have to. You can use markers if you want to. I think markers would work really well as well. I'm just flattening some of these colors. Thank you for the color palette. Susan, love the piece, love the image. It's very different to all the others, which is great. Okay, let's just take you're very sweet, you guys. I don't think it's a masterpiece, but it is definitely a learning process, and I'm really enjoying it. Just going to darken that because this has definitely gotten a little bit darker. You know, these months are great for just building a series, whether you use them for cards, for postcards, for or just for giving away as gifts or for selling. I may be having a studio sale this weekend, just saying that yeah, I can't be keeping everything in my studio, so I may start doing either monthly or weekly studio sales, very affordable prices. And yeah, so I thought I would start doing that. So if I have time, I will organize that. And my pieces will be for sale. It's going to be very relaxed, though. I will post, and you can just DM me if you want it. I think this one needs a little bit more contrast, just a tiny little bit. And it could be just another coat of this golden tone. There is a little bit of a darker color, isn't there? I do see it right here. I can use that. Let's just mix that from my palette. Yeah. Needs a little bit of contrast. Like, this is also a project I feel like I could do for 100 days. Like, it's super enjoyable, very relaxing. I like it. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Looking forward to seeing yours. Don't forget, like I forgot pretty much, to post in our chat on Substack. Go over to Substack, go to the chat, scroll down. You'll see people have been posting from this month. Thank you to those of you who have been posting. I love seeing your work. It's so nice to see it all together, of your dailies. Because not everybody can find everybody, or not everybody posts on social media, so it's a nice way to see what everybody's getting up to. So please post over there if you get a chance. The beauty of gouache. They look like potatoes. I could call it the sea of potatoes. No, the potato eaters. Let's call it the potato eaters. June 12th. There we go. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. And I'll see some of you at 3 and probably a lot of you in Melissa's later. Melissa says you should work in blue more often. I should. I love blue. Isn't it nice? Love blue. Definitely should work. Like there's a lot of blue in landscapes, right? So a lot of blue in landscapes. So I do use blue, but not like, yeah. Like there's a lot of blue in landscapes. Just maybe not in still life and stuff. But yeah, I should. I like it. Thank you. Joanne says, you make it seem so easy. I'm gonna create a little workshop. Oh, shoot. I think on process, and I think that really helps. So having your process down, and it doesn't have to be the same every time, right? Like it can be per project. Oh, you know what? I do need to do something because this is going to annoy me. Hang on a second. Yeah, it can be per project that you have a different process every time. It doesn't have to be the same process, right? Shadows. I think we're good now. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good day. See ya.